Judges, please help me welcome the team from Cairo Higher Institute and faculty advisor, Dr. Ilham Shalabi. You may now begin your presentation.
We concern the relevant social,
economic and environmental factors. We want to effectively empower
people in need.
We apply business and economic concepts and the entrepreneurial approach.
We work on quality of life and standard of living. Here, we improve the business ethics
To protect our community. We raise the level of awareness
in the financial literacy.
And we, besides CHI, are sending this message. Your ship is coming!
Would you believe in me?
believe that this is our country, and we are not going to stop and stand restrained. We have investigated and studied the weak points in our society, concentrating on the youth as they are tomorrow's entrepreneurs, and worked on them, seeking resurrecting our long-lasting civilization to be once again one of the leading countries among the world. How many calibers can't find job? How many lost hope in life? How many aren't qualified for labor market? And although if they are qualified, they're still unable to get a job because they didn't pass the interview. Most of them are frustrated, desperate, lost hope in a good future and a good job. Most of them lost confidence in themselves. And as a result, all they can do is watching the world changing around them. To bring back hope, the team searched for a solution. Out of discussions were held, many ideas were raised, and more opinions were exchanged. We believe that education is the main aspect that brings social prosperity, intellectual progress, and economic wealth. It's not just important to be sure that we keep up with the development in our particular field, but the best investment to upgrade our community. According to that concept, we decided to make intensive courses that include business and entrepreneurial workshop, marketing, presentation and interview skills, and improve your language. Our target is to improve the students' level in the fields mentioned so far, to give them the chance to believe in themselves once more and to realize their capability to change the world by one step further. Struggles starts to obstruct our way. There weren't any available place for the training course, neither any educational tools, nor the students weren't much interested as they thought it just a cover to earn a profit. With the spirit of the teamwork, we overcame these obstacles. We reached an agreement with the Dean of the College to give us a special place for the course, and each member of the team contributed with an educational tool and an experience he gained either by study or work. We advertised our course by publishing posters, and the globe of the team announced it in all departments with mentioning that the course is totally free. In addition, that we are providing for written materials and CDs with low cost. We made applications, we sent SMSs, and we opened the course with an amazing lecture and more than 60 students attending. 4 days a week, 64 hours of intensive work, £500 total profit. 52 students are directly impacted and evaluated to be sure they have the knowledge to be employers and entrepreneurs. Our target audience received marketing, finance, strategic planning and management workshops to create business plans. By that, we made them realize their abilities and strength points, provided them with the first step to believe they are able to transfer what they have gained to others on their own.
I was so grateful to SIFE Life courses as they have improved the fun type of our personal, professional lives from the aspects, language, soft skills and professional skills.
And for social side, we achieved students' awareness of the importance of learning new social skills increased as they realized that these skills improve and upgrade their intellectual level. About the environmental side, our course was eco-friendly. And finally, on the economical side, they learned new qualifications that gave them the chance to get a job and gain a profit. At the end, everybody believed he is the one who holds the miracle to the true land. And to change the world to a better one.
Concerning the intensive need to develop the Egyptian countryside through projects which are comparable with environment, the Beehive Project is one of the major projects contributed to youth productivity in many helpful fields by using their experiences and their academic education.
And the question is, why did we choose the Beehive Project instead of any other projects? People in need. There is a need in the targeted community. Bees are from nature to nature. The project cost is inexpensive. The project does not require rapid supervision. Honey is required everywhere. Bees produce other valuable products such as wax, propolis, pollen, and royal jelly.
In 2011, our team decided to fund and support the Beehive Project for 3 of postgraduate students from Faculty of Agriculture, Al Fayoum University, who had the experience to run the project, but their families are low income. Thus, we decided to make an agreement with them, as well as giving those lots of facilities of payment. And the comment table shows the project costs in June 2011. The project cost is 3,000 Egyptian pounds, and we have started the project with 12 beehives. The comment table shows the terms of production and the project replication to itself on a large scale during the coming 3 years. Bees breed and produce 2 beehives per month, so the number of beehives had reached 25 this year. And the comment table shows the income of these workers monthly from the extra product of the beehives, such as wax, propolis, pollen, and royal jelly.
Egypt. Meanwhile, getting the permits from the Ministry of Health. We have created a network employment system based upon the annual updates of the surveys of the project to maintain employing fresh graduates from the same scope each year to work better on the issue of unemployment. By this, we involved collaboration and focused on long-term to resume the project. We worked on turning unemployed youth into entrepreneurs who now possess their own business. We taught them how to make business plans and how to improve their projects.
The coming project shows that every annual net profit of honey production will be devoted to be a capital of a completely new project, so that by the end of 5 years, we will be having an average of 5 new projects that will work in the same objectives of the starting project.
By this, we achieved profits.
We created new meaningful jobs year by year, in addition to individual income of each employer in this project. People.
The majority of people living in rural areas live in abject poverty. Planet.
Bees are environmentally friendly, from nature to health. Finally, in beehives, we, as much as we can, have fulfilled our objectives of maintaining a better society, covering all the perspectives.
Environmental, economical, and sustainable integrated solutions.
زحمة يا دنيا زحمة زحمة وتاهوا الحبايب زحمة ولا عادش رحمة مولد والصحب وجاي أجي من هنا أروح هنا هنا وهنا زحمة يا دنيا زحمة.
We are recently suffering from the traffic jam on a great scale, and it has been revealed that the crowd comes because of the microbuses, which are considered one of the major problems resulting in traffic jam. That's why our team has decided to protect our community from this crowd and also to sort some limits to such a matter. So we went to say the Aisha Mqatam microbus stop, as it is considered one of the most crowded bus stops in Egypt, in order to ask the drivers about why don't they abide to the traffic rules and why do they stop in the middle of the street as well as going opposite direction.
Of course, it was hard in the beginning to deal with the microbus drivers, or even to convey the message to them, or to clarify that we are actually trying to solve a crisis. But we didn't lose hope. So we went to the driver's patron and asked them about how to deal with the drivers in general. And indeed, we came out with lots of useful pieces of information. And then we went back to the drivers and asked them in the proper way. And the answer was very unexpected, as they told us that the reason behind their actions are actually the passengers themselves. Accordingly, we asked them, what is it that does the passengers do that makes them that frustrated?
They said that most of people treat them in a disrespectful and inhuman way. In addition to that, the passenger throws their waste inside the microbus, besides leaving the door open after stepping off the microbus, and many other reasons. But we didn't only stop at the driver's opinion, but we also asked the passengers about the traffic jams and the driver's behaviors. Some have replied that they don't commit to the traffic rules, also the traffic lights, as well as going crossway.
So we have decided to choose 7 instructions and put them inside one poster, so that they can work as a reference for both the drivers and the passengers as well, to raise both this awareness.
These instructions are: please respect the driver,
Close the door gently,
kindly concentrate in the way,
abide to the traffic lights,
don't stop in the middle of the street,
and keep the place clean, please.
no smoking please.
Then came the stage of implementation. So we have determined 100 microbuses to stick 3 posters per each. We have actually carried out the process of sticking the posters inside the microbuses with the cooperation of the drivers themselves. And then we made sure that the passengers are going to read their part of the instructions, and that the driver is going to commit to his part of the deal, which made an environment of collaboration that went more than perfect.
During April and May, the level of awareness reached to 30%. And finally, in June, we made a survey asking the drivers about the changes that took place after the idea was done. They said that 70% of the passengers are paying attention to the instructions and are actually applying. After the remarkable changes and the success of the project, the rest of the departments of the same bus stop has asked for more posters in order to stick them to their microbuses, as it is facilitating their job.
After scanning most of Cairo's bus stops, we have decided that our next move is going to be in Baba's bus stop, as it's one of the most crowded bus stops located in Cairo. This chart actually explains the level of the unawareness of both the drivers and the passengers in Mbaba region.
Eventually, our team is very grateful to Mobinil for their sponsorship in our project, helping us to gain additional experience and offering assistance to the society as well.
Due to the current events that we are facing nowadays in our society, we have faced lack of awareness recently. So our team decided to focus on increasing the financial awareness through raising people's awareness about 2 major issues: stock markets and the major standard that distinguish countries' currencies.
Stock markets. After gathering a lot of people's questions, confusions, and concerns through intensive studies and quick public interviews that will in the streets and the metro stations in Dar es Salaam, El Maadi, and Tur al-Balad, we have reached this statistic.
والله انا اعرف ان هي التعامل فيها فيها شراء اسهم بس كده المكسب والخساره لكن ايه بالظبط؟
The majority, which represents 55% from the interview people, does not have a clue about stock market, entering, or stock exchanging, although some of them are actually taking part in this field by a way or other. But unfortunately, they are not fully aware of it.
30% of those who do not know about the stock markets, and they are not even seeking this knowledge by any means.
10% have a fair knowledge about it from mass media and the newspapers.
Only 5% from the interviewed people in those areas know very well about the stock market's activities and business.
Discussions with economic experts, we have reached this final, simple, and easy way to deliver the concept of stock market to the participants. We have shared our action plan with businessmen and project owners who gain a good percentage of the profits, to gain their trust and to help them to start taking part in this field through buying shares, even if with the least of their monthly profit as a start.
Our team, hopefully aiming at increasing the profit of our Egyptian stock market, even if with 0.5% yearly, amid huge conflicts of reactions and opinions between those who thought it's illegal and others who thought it's forbidden, we have finally made the whole idea clear, even from the perspective knowledge.
To complete the process, for those who really wanted to know about stock markets, or those who were even encouraged to take part in it, we gave them the number of EFG dirhams, which is 19,600, to make the participation in the stock market easy, safe, and simple.
As a final report, we got the pulse, which indicated that the majority represents 70% of the participants in our campaign got the right message about the stock market's activities and business, which proved the effectiveness of our project and how it's going to help gradually in increasing the financial awareness in Cairo during the upcoming years, and Egypt as a whole within 10 years.
We are helping people to reach the importance of strengthening our Egyptian pound in front of the other currencies, and how greatly it's going to affect our Egyptian economy, and how much Egypt is in bad need for it within the current events.
Finally, we are planning for the next years on doing other campaigns with stock market experts in many other regions in Cairo to spread this knowledge, because we believe that just an awareness can change the course of events.
Dar es Salaam is one of the districts located in Cairo, and it's divided into two different areas. One is a squatter settlement, the other is a bit civilized with more facilities, with an overall inhabitants of 70,000 citizens. SIFE Cairo Higher Institutes has adopted the issue of Dar es Salaam since 2009, aiming at raising their quality of living and improving their standard of life.
In the beginning of the project, we made a survey and we faced some challenges, such as sticking to the old Egyptian traditions where women are not allowed to work or even get educated, besides the lack of the practical skills and the lack of facilities, in addition to the absence of a stable income, as most of the targeted community are living on charities, as well as the high unemployment rate, which indicates that nearly 70% of the targeted community are unemployed, where the other 30% are having simple jobs, including babysitting, housekeeping, etc.
So what have we done about all that?
We trained women of the targeted society on how to make handmade accessories. We also supplied them with some of the basic materials and make them familiar with their usage,
as well as providing them with a chance to market their products with having an agreement with one of the SIFE members of the CHI team as a sort of marketing. In addition to providing them with free sessions in financial literacy to help them with the best ways of how to benefit from their projects to maintain their profits going on.
The impact was that we secured 20 new job opportunities, as well as 100% increase in women's income for this year. We also raised the awareness. We also had the targeted community to send their children to school.
This table shows the income of the profit, the budget of the project, of which the income was 100% of to 10 of the families. This chart shows the increase in income during the 4-month duration of the project.
By the end of the project, we managed to cover the economical aspect, as women are now earning and saving an average of 160 Egyptian pounds per month. It's also covering the social one, as women of the targeted community had an opportunity of occupying a new jobs and a career that is going to promote a better usage for their time, as well as the environmental side, as most of the materials used are recycled, thus environmentally friendly with no least hazardous effect to any living organism.
We have effectively empowered our society, or the targeted society, by creating a startup business for the women in need, as well as providing them with free sessions and how to show them with the techniques of expanding their businesses into a larger income generating projects.
Through Dua Association, we managed to have an agreement of educating more women on saving income. We have also raised the awareness of the targeted community to the concept of manufacturing and its importance.
As well as we have increased the frequency of the handmade activity from 2 to 3 times a week, as well as providing the participants with a chance of finding markets with a little SIFE involvement. We have actually targeted women in the targeted society that had no income and are forced to stay at home to keep an eye on their offspring.
Our project complies to the business terms and entrepreneurial approaches as we help reducing the production cost in order to increase income. We have also provided the targeted community with some participatory workshops on risk-taking, innovation, and investment opportunities, as well as providing the targeted community with free sessions in about the basics of maintaining financial projects upon people's request.
Our team helped improving the targeted society by securing jobs and enhancing income, as well as improving the targeted people's basic business knowledge and providing them with the techniques of how to be successful entrepreneurs. By this, eventually, we have actually achieved an inclusive society assistance approach, as by increasing the targeted society's income, we have opened doors to them with a better opportunity to send their children to schools.
Health. Something cannot be compensable. Since we saw the poor children's faces who cannot breathe pure air, and their parents have nothing to do because of their limited income, we insisted to help them in finding a way to live in a pure environment, and we will start step by step with them, providing nominal extra income that help them improve their life quality. As we all know, green plants reflect beautiful sights at home and also considered as a decoration supplement in addition to its incredible benefits. It expels flies and flying insects. It allows you to avoid the using of harmful insecticides that causes lots of diseases, reduce the level of pollution and dust inside the house, and reduce the level of magnetic field emitted by computers and other devices. The fatal catastrophic damages insecticides cause to human beings, environment, and all forms of life are uncountable. And according to global surveys in the year 1992, insecticides have caused poisoning cases to almost 25 million persons in developing countries. And imagine that 20,000 people die annually because of this. The team has visited lots of families in the area of Dar es Salaam in Cairo and found that those who suffered the most from the problem of having insects in their homes were 10 families. And using insecticides caused them a lot of diseases, such as severe inflammation in the respiratory system and the lungs. The team tried to reach a protective and therapeutic solution away from the harmful insecticides that, as we have mentioned, cause diseases. Our targets were to help these people get rid of the harmful insects and eliminate them, protect the children from the diseases that these insects transfer by means of food, and also the diseases that are caused by the harmful insecticides. Finally, the team has reached a solution by knowing some plants are used as insect expellers, and at the same time, their prices are available to the Egyptian middle class people and the poor as well. These plants are basil, mint, and fragrance plants. The team has also raised the awareness of the people to know how they could take care of these plants and how they could increase their numbers starting by only one single plant, and how also they could make a profit out of it. Gizir Dar es Salaam Primary School, a school that has a lot of such harmful factors and an unpleasant odor which affect the children's health. The team, in order to protect them and upgrade the community to a better one, in addition support the families with the first step, has set an agreement with the school's headmaster which stipulates that we are going to remove all the waste from inside the schools and plant instead insect expellers. We are going to buy the plants from the families, plant them in the school, and by doing this, we save children's health. That was our first step. The coming one is setting agreements with almost most the schools in Dar es Salaam to sell them the plants that are developed by the families there. And we are also going to set agreements with the restaurants. We already started by Villa 55 restaurant at El Maadi. We convinced their owners to buy the plants from the families. By doing that, we provided the poor families with a stable income from more than one place, saved 10 families' lives, and taught them how to depend on themselves and convince them to have the spirit of entrepreneurship. What have we achieved on the social side? On social side, we enhance their awareness to maintain a clear environment to save their health and their children's. Also, we managed to convince them to depend on service and run their own projects. And on the economical side, we provided the families with extra stable income that help them improve their life quality and standard of living. About the environmental side, we took a step further to save the environment from the fatal insecticides that destroys the dream of living in a pure one. And
only judges may ask questions now.
Thanks for the presentation. Just I would like to know how you measure the increase in behavior or attitude for the drivers, the 150 drivers and passengers. How you measure this 70% increase in behavior? Did you measure before and after, or just a word of mouth from the driver?
Thank you very much for that question. Regarding the 70% and how we actually managed to measure the percentage, we have actually targeted the people of the community of the business ethics. Okay, you know, regarding the the bus stops. Okay, so we actually we managed to measure the percentage through the society as in itself. So because it's actually an ethics project, we targeted those people. So we actually had to take the polls from their place. There wasn't any authority or like a formal place. Sorry.
Thing like this, questions or surveys during these 3 months.
Yeah, of course. It was based upon the what the passengers and the drivers said. We have actually collected we made an average of the percentage. Of course, there weren't they didn't both say the same percentage. So we took an average, and it was like 70% change from the passengers and the drivers as well. Thank you.
For the traffic project, I would like to ask how would you plan to expand the project? Especially, it's very hard to implement it in real life.
For the same project, the Malbini Business Ethics.
The traffic one.
Yes. Okay. Regarding this, regarding the maintaining the same. The same project, it's actually maintaining itself because the posters are still there in sight to everybody inside the microbus itself. We have actually managed to and intended to stick 3 posters so that we can put them in different places that would be, like to appear to everybody. So unless the posters are removed, the project is going to maintain itself.
But don't you think the posters are good for a start, but you need to do more to continue?
I beg your pardon?
The posters are good as an example for a start. Don't you think that we need more for the expansion of the project? Do you think this is enough for the current status quo for the traffic jam?
Of course, we have taken that to the next stage by doing a survey, so we can do that in all the bus stops in Egypt. But we are actually prioritizing, so we are choosing the most, like the most crowded bus stops first. As we have mentioned that we have actually went to Mbaba's bus stop, and this is actually our next move.
For the result, it has been mentioned in your video that 70% of the people have already started to cooperate with the posters you've applied. Do you think that, how can you guarantee that this information are qualified?
As I said before, it's actually based upon what both people said. It's about like it's an average. We have set an average because some said higher and some said lower. So that's the average of the percentage. It's not, of course, like you cannot get like polls from two different aspects, agreeing upon the same opinion. So it's actually an average. This is approximately the percentage that we can get out of the people, because we don't have any written or anything formal that could interfere in the issue. Because if you're actually teaching people ethics, you cannot like involve anything that is related to formality or something. Like, thank you so much.
Do you have a quick round figure for the 100% increase for the سحر الطبيعة thing?
I beg your pardon, I can hardly hear that.
Per the income for the سحر الطبيعة project.
Sorry, your time has expired.
I beg your pardon.
Sorry, your time has expired.
Thank you very much. I'm really sorry about that.
Please join me in thanking the Cairo Higher Institute SIFE team for their presentation and hard work.